All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. The band Styx gives me a lot of content here. I've actually wanted to kind of put it to rest, and I did for a little while, but here I am talking about it again. A lot of patrons are sending me messages and they're saying things like, hey, this is just stupid. These guys could make a ton of money and then just go their separate ways. And that's what Dennis has said, right? But, you get that big interview rhetoric where Tommy is like, oh, I just want to be happy, man. I don't want to make that mistake. What, for a few months? You put up with Dennis for a few months? You don't have to, share a dressing room. You're not in the same hotel. And if you are, they can, Dennis, they can write it in the rider or in the contract, whatever, that Dennis, he can't be in the same hotel as JY and Tommy, right? Here's my other theory now. I will posit to the audience. They don't want people to see Dennis in Styx because Dennis will be popular in Styx. Dennis will create energy and excitement in Styx. And they don't want that. They don't want Dennis to look good. They just don't. For whatever reason, Dennis is the source of all of their problems, even though recently JY said something positive, even using the word, I think, genius at one point. Yeah, he's a bit of a better songwriter than you are, JY. Duh. Okay, and maybe Tommy too. I think Tommy and Dennis working together, creative tension, different ways of getting to the end goal makes for good music a lot of times. It really does. Typically in bands, you've got different visions. Kevin Cronin and Gary Richrath had very different visions for REO Speedwagon, and that tension created greatness. And you can go up and down in the classic rock history of different bands and find forces competing. Joe Perry and Steven Tyler. I mean, on and on it goes. They don't agree on anything, but they create great music. And I think that's the point. Now, getting along with someone who only wants to do one more go-round. Dennis DeYoung does not want to stay in Styx. But here's the problem for JY, Tommy, and the Styx franchise. That if Dennis lights this thing up again, and people are all interested and excited to go see Styx again, and then Dennis leaves because that's what Dennis wants to do, or that's what Dennis has agreed to do and doesn't want to tour anymore, and Styx agrees to this, but, we're still going to be our Lawrence Gowan Styx, Mission to Mars, Crash of the Crown. That's our new Styx. That's super Styx with extra testosterone, vitamin K. So I don't know why I said vitamin K. It just popped in my head. So that's the danger for Styx, is that people like it so much, and then Dennis leaves. It's like, hey, that was so much better with Dennis. They remember how good the band was with Dennis in it. Of course, you can go back and listen to the Return to Paradise CD or watch the DVD of the concert. It's stunning how great that was and how well these guys seem to be getting along. And that's an indication to me that they can't have fans see that again. They've worked for like 20 years to erase that. They really have. I mean, so it's the battle of the narrative. It's the battle of, we need to have this franchise move on without Dennis, because if people remember how good he was while he was in the band, if he comes back, that's what they're going to expect from us moving forward. And most people are going to tell you, if they're being honest, that Dennis is important to Styx and Styx is better with Dennis. Now, Dennis, again, just wants one last hurrah. So that's what makes it difficult for a lot of people to kind of wrap their brain around. They're like, well, why not just do it one more time, guys? Because we can't have Dennis look good in this group. We can't have him be the standard bearer. If he sets the bar that high, no matter how many times Lawrence Gowan spins that keyboard around, it ain't going to be the same thing. And people know it. Everybody knows it. That's the problem. See, if Dennis wasn't on planet Earth anymore, this would be a no-brainer for everybody, because you could say things like, well, nobody can replace Dennis DeYoung. He was a legend. He was amazing. The problem is he's still alive, and he's still really good. And he puts out good music, and he can still sing, and he seems like a nice guy. And all these things are contrary to what these guys have tried to do to Dennis DeYoung for the last 20 years. And thus they need to keep their narrative going. And if Dennis returns, it makes everybody in Styx a complete idiot and a liar. So there you have it. Analysis part 2. That's because people won't leave this topic alone. There you have it. All right, Dennis, anytime, buddy, you want to come on, it's a free invitation. I won't bite. I will ask a few difficult questions, and then just like you and Styx getting back together again, we'll do our interview, and then you can interview with everybody else in the world, and I won't bother you anymore.